I am Dr. Frank A. Thomas, and I have just finished an amazing interview with Dr. Martha Simmons. We covered a lot of territory, a lot of ground. We've done a lot of great work together, from the election advocate praising God to the African American pulpit to the preaching with sacred fire, and then the African American lectionary. Watch this trailer, and at the end, there's a link that you can watch the entire video. It will be a blessing to you. We had a great time, and so check it out and let your friends know so they can check us out. What is your preaching method? I'm assuming that all that allowed you to form the method that you operate out of.
From Craddock, who was a professor, but also a pastor, but also itinerant often, I learned, because I've been itinerant 99% of my life. I pastored very briefly. From Craddock, I learned if you're going to go preach for someone, call them and ask them what's going on with them. What's the occasion? What are they trying to do in the church? That kind of thing. Call them and ask them. So I just always do that. Always to this day. Okay, got a preaching engagement coming up. And I called the pastor, said, tell me, I know that this is an anniversary, but is there something you're working on, something going on in the church? And I'd ask them, good or bad, is there something going on? Because God made them the angel of the house. And I want to stay as close to that as possible, and any visions that they're working through and etc. So that's the first thing that I tend to do. And then once they tell me kind of what's going on with the people, what's needed for that moment, etc., I'll find the scriptures that will speak to that as best as I can do that. And then just start to think about, okay, this is for this group of people. What are the larger methods that I can get? Because then Mitchell's behavioral purpose kicks in. What do you want these people to do? Not think, because they're just going to think automatically. What do you want them to do when they finish hearing you preach? And I added to Mitchell's notion of the behavioral purpose, this notion of mutuality and community. So what is it that you want people to do that helps build community? And as often as possible, that people can do together with others for the benefit of others. Okay, so I added that to the whole notion of behavioral purpose. And then after that, I start to kind of trouble the text. Who's this about? Why these people? God, what you talking about? What's that strange word? Who's missing from this text? And is this a crazy text? Is this this text, etc.? All the questions I want to ask, I ask until I can't ask anymore. And I remember the time when I would trouble a text and end up with 40 questions.